Dose of Heaven Daily Devotional, Monday, 12th of May, 2025. Topic: His grace is sufficient. Devotional reading, 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 1 to 10. Memory verse, 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 9. And he said unto me, My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Happy New Week to all readers of Dose of Heaven Daily Devotional. We thank God for the start of a new week. To God be the glory. The topic of our devotional message of today is, His grace is sufficient. As human beings, we often spend much of our lives trying to prove our value. We continually try to measure up to a particular goal or standard to show that we are capable. We don't want to appear weak or inadequate to certain situations. Our natural feeling is to impress and prove a point that we are good and equal to it. While there may be nothing wrong with our intentions, this pressure can lead to stress and anxiety due to the fact we often fall short. We sometimes feel as if we are never good enough. We feel as if we need to try harder. We must recognize that we are human, and we can only do what our limited human capacity will enable us to do. God purposely made us as human beings to be limited to put a distinction between man and God. We are dependent on God as humans. Only God is independent and self-sufficient. That was probably why God allowed Paul to experience a thorn in his flesh, and he refused to remove it in order to humble Paul and deter him from becoming proud. Verses 7 to 9. And lest I should be exalted above measure through the abundance of the revelations, there was given me a thorn in the flesh, the messenger of Satan to buffet me, lest I should be exalted above measure. For this thing I besought the Lord thrice, that it might depart from me. And he said unto me, My grace is sufficient for thee, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Paul was learning the importance of depending on God. We realize that we are strongest when we recognize our weaknesses and depend on Him to overcome them. Then, His unlimited power can work through us. We can then have access to His supernatural wisdom and sufficiency. When we realize that we owe everything to Him, this is the conclusion. We realize our human resources are flawed and inadequate. We remember that He is ready to provide everything we need, and He is ready to give us more as we surrender to Him. How are you facing the burdens in your life? Turn them over to God. Commit your life to Him. Seek His wisdom, His strength, His ideas, His sufficiency, and His blessings. Don't hang on to your burdens. Recognize that His grace is sufficient for you, and you can make it because of His grace. Remember that whatever you are today, it is by His sufficient grace. Apostle Paul told us in 1 Corinthians 15:10, But by the grace of God I am what I am, and His grace which was bestowed upon me was not in vain. Whatever you may be going through in life, I want you to know that the grace of God is sufficient for you. May the Lord grant you His sufficient grace to be victorious in every situation that confronts you in Jesus' name. Prayer point. O Father, let your grace be sufficient for me in Jesus' name. Key dose. The grace of God is all you need in life to succeed and excel. Pastor James Adamuyiwa, Senior Pastor, in His Presence Christ Tabernacle Church.